If you're in a Texas family court, I love this video and you should watch it, and I'll explain why I believe it's so important at the very end.
Let me talk about the court's obligation to the legislature, which is to faithfully and consistently apply the laws that you write. Our promise to you is to apply the laws you write based strictly on their text. We will ask ourselves, what words have been enacted into law, and what do those words mean to the ordinary reader of English? That's it. We don't ask ourselves, did the legislature really mean what they said? Or wouldn't something a little different be more sensible? And we certainly don't ask, do we like this law or not? The text of the statute is the law, whether the judges like it or not, and we are bound to follow it. And the words of an enacted bill, not the aspirations of the bill's supporters, and not the instructions sent to ledge counsel, are what has passed both houses and the governor, and thereby achieved the status of law. Our obligation is to follow the text that you enact, and only that text. The only exception is if that text violates the Constitution. But again, when it comes to the Constitution, we are bound by text that we didn't choose. And we're bound not just by the constitutional text, but also by what the text meant to the people who originally ratified it. Our Constitution means the same thing yesterday, today, and tomorrow, until the people of Texas decide to change it. This is called constitutional originalism. And under this Supreme Court, it is the law in Texas. There's a competing way to read our Constitution. It's called the Living Constitution. It says that the Constitution's meaning evolves over time in response to fashionable moral trends, or so-called evolving standards of decency. It says the Constitution is a living document, and the Supreme Court's job is to give it life, to decide for us when its meaning is to change. The problem, of course, is that this way of understanding the Constitution puts the judges, not the people, in charge of whether the Constitution will change. And that is not the rule of law. It sounds much more like the rule of judges. If we can all agree that judges shouldn't replace the legislature's policy choices with their own, then surely we can all agree that judges shouldn't put their own policy choices into the Constitution. But that's exactly what the idea of the living Constitution invites judges to do. And for that reason, the Texas Supreme Court has repeatedly held that originalism, not living constitutionalism, is the right way to interpret our Constitution. Hear me say this. In Texas, under this Supreme Court, the living Constitution is dead.
So for those that don't know, this is Chief Justice Blacklock of the Texas Supreme Court. Now, why this is important is because this is the big guy. This is the head guy in charge of all of Texas judiciary on the civil side. And so Justice Blacklock gave the State of the Judiciary in Austin in January of 2025. So it's about a year old. Now, if you listen to his speech, it tells us the rules of family court and how these courts are supposed to operate. Now, do they follow the law? No, we already know that. The issues are not the laws. The issues in family court are the judges that are legislating from the bench. They're just kind of making their own decisions based on the best interest of the child, which is very, very, very vague and undefined. This video is also great because he talks about textualism and what the living Constitution is, and he's very, very straight up that Texas is a textualism state and that we will follow the law as it's written to the ordinary reader of English. What do those words mean to the ordinary reader of English? So if you can read, you have a high school diploma, GED, and the state of Texas has already stated you have met the competency level of Texas. It's really not that hard. A lot of these judges are overstepping their authority. We're starting to reel it in, but this video is great, and I hope you guys keep this video because this video defines the rules. And that's why it's important, especially if you're in a Texas family court. Just stick to word for word for word. Get a legal dictionary to help you with every word that you come across in a legal setting. So find a legal library and a legal dictionary and get to work on your case. I hope I was able to bring some clarification on how judges must interpret the law here in the state of Texas.